All right. Hey, everybody. We're live, right? We're live. So we got Sarah running this for us tonight for the first time ever.
Fun
And
times.
yeah, we've only been live once before tonight for 38 seconds ish, right?
Yeah.
For a brief respite. Um, okay, I'm still trying to get another person on the team to hop in, at least say hello, kind of show some stuff. I'll be kind of answering that while at least the first part of this call or whatever. Or sorry, the first part of the dev chat, and then we'll get to questions. And I'll talk kind of a bit about like the last week or so, kind of update everybody, like tell the story of what's going on and all that kind of stuff. Um,
Hey, Derek, I've got an
yeah,
idea. Could you explain what MVP is and like the game designing process? Because I know that it was mentioned in some of our chats
yeah.
that people didn't understand what MVP was.
Okay, so actually, I can go to an excellent book that's gonna cover all this for us. Uh, I like bringing out books. You know, books are cool. Let me grab it real quick. 2 seconds. Yeah. Okay. So uh, flip to the part that has it. Maybe just look up in the back. Look up in the back, guys. Let's see. MVP 175, page 175. Okay, so basically, this book is ooh, can you see it there? The pyramid of game design, not a pyramid scheme. Um, uh, basically, he in this he kind of covers the tech terminologies for these kinds of things. So MVP is considered the minimum viable product. That's what it stands for. So it's basically a business person's definition for a product that is kind of like, is there a market for this? That's the focus of the thing. So like, it's the first iteration of something that they kind of put out in order to see if the market is interested in such. Um, then the second one that they have is kind of an MFP, which is a minimum feasible product, which is kind of like an engineer's definition of something. So it's, can we make this, right? Is it possible to make the thing? The next one would be MDP, the minimum desirable product. So that's the one at which obviously the marketer comes in and says, you know, will people kind of want this thing? And so then the final one is minimum awesome product, which is kind of the goal of somebody designing a game. They kind of want the minimum thing that makes a player go awesome. Yeah. Um, so just to catch everybody up, so this previous week, you know, obviously we were building towards our launch date. On Wednesday, we had like a emergency situation come up with one of the developers. Um, at least right now, the way that we are running is everybody kind of is pretty much. Uh, we are a small team, so like each person has kind of one role on the team, you know. So like there's one server dev, there's like one kind of person who's handling the database and the blockchain kind of integration stuff. Um, which actually the blockchain integration is several people, so it's not just a single person. But basically, what ended up happening is our server dev had a family emergency then, so and it involved quite a bit of travel time that made it to where he was unavailable for most of Wednesday, it turned out. So and you know, the hope was that of course there wasn't that much stuff kind of at that time left to do on the game side, server side, for it to like work. um, Fast forward to Thursday. So Thursday, Thursday, of course, was the day in which, like, we started kind of working on it again throughout the day. Our server dev kind of became available and was like plugging into an airport's an airport's outlet, and using, like, paying for the airport Wi-Fi, using the airport Wi-Fi or whatever, and then trying to, like, rush and kind of put everything together, and then boarding the plane, like, right, like, last minute, like, boarding the plane, and so, like, saying, like, I don't know if there's going to be Wi-Fi on the plane or not, those kinds of things, and so pushed out a build, and then, of course, we test the server at that point, and of course it doesn't work, and so he's on a plane then, which did have Wi-Fi, and he's working on, like, the plane. He's, like, trying to, like, put the thing together, and obviously, like, this is a situation in which it's not ideal, and we started moving things to the server, and our new server was up for the Myrtle stream that was actually on the new server. So it was not like this thing was not functioning or working or possible. It was mainly that that integration, as far as, like, getting everything hooked up, as far as the turning on of the starter decks and that kind of thing, which are mainly they're in a Firebase database, pretty much, and so then they go to true when somebody has one, but it still involves a lot of moving pieces, because the website, the MetaMask would connect to that, and then you would log on to the website. You would then have, like, your profile there, which then would connect. It would be the same that you have in basically the authentication into the game. So basically that is kind of where it was at, and there was some sort of connection issue, and just things just did not go good, and we pushed it out at, like, 3 a.m. Our time, and by that point, been working pretty much 2-3 days straight, and so just completely crashed, and then woke up to the next day, to today, this morning, right, and all of the fires to put out, and all of the stuff going on today, dealing with it, including apparently in a string there was an apostrophe that a user had put into their username that caused the server to reset. So things just like this, right? Things that require a lot more QA and a lot more testing, that in the future we'll make sure to have a lot more testing before doing anything. Yeah, but that's kind of like, that catches everybody kind of up a little bit to today. Obviously it did not, obviously things did not go well. So, lots of lessons learned, you could say, definitely a lot of lessons learned. And we're going to try and we're going to do a lot better from here on, as far as like things, for instance, making sure, like, seeing the systems up and running where everybody kind of has an idea of how these things work, like on the team at least, and that way we can actually also even QA on the team and test it, do that kind of stuff. And then secondly, so that we're not as reliant on one person to handle specific tasks. We can kind of like if something happens, because like things happen, things really, like, you can't help it, like things are going to happen, things always happen, stuff comes up in life, and so yeah. Oh, yes. So Frozen Fire says the server is up and running now. That's correct. So it was reset earlier, we did do a small fix to it. So it is actually like we can see on the server side that games are being played on it. So it is functioning. Additionally, the single player mode, I believe, is offline now as well. When I say offline, I don't mean not working. I mean offline in the sense of like you can play it without an internet connection. So that's kind of a cool thing. That would be good for somebody like Jasper, who, for instance, is flying right now. Let me see. I'm looking here. Just excuse me, just 1 second. I'm going to read because my animator just messaged me here. I just want to see if I do from the phone computer. Let's see. Oh, in 15 minutes. Well, that actually might be now. Let me send him the link to this this thing so he can hop in. So I'm going to bring in an animator working on our team, and I think if I can figure out how, I think I will possibly share this. Do you know how to share the screen, Sarah? Do you know how to do that kind of thing?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. If I send you a link to something, like maybe we can try and share it. Actually, I might also be able to do it. Hang on, I might be able to figure this out. Does anybody else have any questions in the chat there? It seems a lot of hellos. Any chats?
Derek, do we know sort of like what build are people looking at now? Are they downloading the one that's on the website?
Yeah, so this is kind of something that's kind of like in discussions at the moment as far as that goes. I do have like a, you know, the one that's on the website build is still the one that's out there. The thing that not all of the functionalities are working with that one. We had to, so basically everything's divided now into client side and server side. Server side has most of the game logic that's in it. Client side has a lot of like functionality as far as like, say for instance, client side has a lot of like all the artwork, all that kind of stuff, the, you know, like all of the things that you see, right, the UI and those kinds of things. So there are some certain things, right, that actually are still on client side. So we're able to update certain logic things, no issue. Server side, nobody even knows, right? But then if we do a client side update, then we have to have people download other builds and stuff. It looks like Ben is in here, huh? Ben is around. Hey, Ben.
Hello.
Hey, so Ben is an animator, and a very good one, who's been working on a lot of our Nemots, and started the animations. So if you guys know, like, saw the stream, or not the stream, but like actually, yeah, it was on the Myrtle stream too. Or even in the newer build, for instance, the dog, right, has like a motion to it now, with like a wagging tail and all that kind of stuff. So that's all due to Ben. And the lava lamb, the cool looking lava lamb thing, that is also due to Ben. I'm going to try and in the meanwhile look that up. Ben, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and your history in animating and drawing and doing all that stuff.
Well, thank you very much for that intro. Hold on, I'm hearing two of myself. I think I accidentally joined twice.
That happens.
I'm an animator, but not a speaker.
We only hear you once here.
Okay, you hear me once.
I only hear one of you. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got two of you in here, so I'm going to remove one of you. Okay, Ben. There you go.
Okay, thank you. All right, I can speak now. There's I'm sorry, a little off topic. There's like a study of people you you could like distract someone by playing back themselves, and it'll make them like stumble on their words and stuff. And I was kind of getting that effect just now, so it was like really hard to speak. But anyway, thank you so much, Derek, for that intro. Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah, I can still hear you. Yeah.
Okay, awesome, cool. So my background, yeah, I mean, I guess to like be as humble as possible, I went to college for animation at the community college down the street from CalArts, just because I happen to live in the community that hosts CalArts, and I went to the community college there, and a lot of the professors actually teach both there and at CalArts, which was founded by Walt Disney, and my professor worked for Disney TV and stuff like that, and so I got really good training there. But as far as my passion for animation, I've had that for years. Like I've always loved animation, you know, watching Disney movies and Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, and stuff like that. And so to be able to work for this game and take these little creatures, which already.
Oh, you cut out a bit, I think. Maybe your mic. Hello? Yes, I believe his mic is gone. Am I gone? Sarah, can you hear me?
No, it's his mic. Ben's
Okay, all right.
weird.
That's fair. In the meantime, I'm gonna share the screen while we figure this out. So I can, let me see. How's the gaming experience for Mac users? I'm not a Mac user, so Sarah, you are a Mac user. How is your gaming
I am a Mac
experience with it?
user. Indeed, you poor person. I keep messaging you about my Mac, but no, it's fine. It works totally fine. I have two Macs. I've got an older one and a newer one, and you know, as we went through different builds, we'd hit different issues. But as of now, the Mac experience is fine. It's just the same as a PC, to be frank. Sorry, Derek. I know you love your PCs.
Yeah, it's okay. No, because I still have to build the thing. So I kind of was a little disingenuous, I guess, there, because I do have a Mac, but I consider it my wife's Mac because it's her iMac that she works on. But it's, I guess, technically also mine.
Be careful.
But if we got
these things now, Derek.
yeah, I was gonna say, if we end up getting divorced, though, I think she would take that. So I guess it's technically not mine, right?
Yeah,
California. I would get this computer. She would get that. No, but yeah. So I have to make builds, right? So I have an iMac that I make the builds with. That, you know, obviously, like, so my other computer is like a 15-inch, you know, laptop kind of thing. So when I go to that iMac and I see the 22, 24, whatever it is, and I see the like game in that, I'm just like, wow, you know, like, oh, you know, like it looks so much better. Yeah. Oh, that's I guess that's a common thing. The weird thing is I have a PC, but I got an iPhone, which is, you know, runs into some problems sometimes. Yeah.
And we've got
Good to have you back, Ben.
Oh, hey, good to be back. Yeah, any problems of an iPhone, you know, you have the iPhone, but the PC, that's by Mac's design. They want there to be problems because they want you to have both. For sure. They want to keep you in their system. Yeah, I'm gonna share a little bit of the characters here. I want to let me open it first so that it kind of, like, let's see. I think it's looping. Is it looping? It's looping. Yeah. Okay. Here, let me share screen. Entire screen. Okay, we're gonna see ourselves for a second there, but yeah. So this is the little lava lamb. Can everybody see that? It's not playing at the moment.
I've got it.
It's my internet.
It's doing the little circle thing. Oh, there it is. It looks really cool.
So this is the running animation with the lava lamb. My favorite of the lava lamb animations that Ben did is the attack. This attack animation. Let me see if it'll play.
Oh, look at him go! He's doing his ninja kicks.
I think that is super adorable. Even the idol is like super adorable in my opinion, with the little tail wag. But yeah, what's what's
It took me
interesting?
2 shakes of a lamb's tail.
What's interesting to me, right, is it's so incredible how it looks like these things were always made to move, right? They were always like you don't even it's hard to realize it's even actually, because it's actually just a image, right? It's just a sprite that basically is being altered by the computer, right, Ben?
Yeah. I take the. I mean, the limbs are all separate, which helps. So
Yeah.
each limb is its own kind of layer in, say, in Photoshop.
Yeah.
But yeah, being able to manipulate those from a still image is, yeah, that's what I love about animation.
Yeah, it's so cool that that's like that. I'll also do the hooch moose, since we also in that Myrtle build we had that too. So that's the attack animation there. I love the little nose bounce at the end there.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. That's good stuff. And then let's see the running moose we've got also. Let's see this.
I think this one might be my favorite.
Yeah.
This is the one that to me looks most moose-like.
Yeah, it's true. That looks it looks very realistic. I've seen a moose once run out in front of me, and run out in front of my car, and it looked exactly like this, except that it didn't have alcohol as a body. That was the only difference.
But it was green.
Yeah. Also, I guess it wasn't green. All right, but cool. Yeah. So that's just a little bit. Like obviously we've got more, and we'll be introducing even more of these things throughout. I guess I could show some more.
Oh,
Let's get to
Antlers365 said they like the moose
They
with
like
the antlers.
the hooch
Hey,
moose.
I
Yes.
gotta say, guys, where's Catfee or Taco Cat? Come on, really?
Well, Taco Cat's right here. So we do have Taco, the billionaire Taco Cat.
And I gotta say, the grumpy face is just brilliant. I absolutely love it.
Oh, well, these are done by, ironically, coincidentally, whatever the term would be. I guess coincidentally, these are coincidentally done by someone named Ben, the art
Right.
drawing side, but I'm just the animator, also named Ben. So
actually, there's 3 Bens. You're the 3rd Ben.
I am the 3rd Ben. Yeah.
There's also the background artist Ben, too. So I think Ben is, yeah. I think I've said it before. Ben is just you got to go into art if your name is Ben, right?
Yeah,
so
it's written in stone.
So this is Zapper Duck zapping. I love that too.
I was very proud of that one.
I don't even think I haven't even seen the Zapper Duck hit yet. I'm interested to see this. Oh, it's getting hit. Oh, I see. And also, Zapper Duck is also slightly angry due to the eyebrows. I think the intense eyebrows. Yeah, but so that's a little bit of kind of the stuff that what Ben does on the project, and brings these things to life. And as we kind of like continue to progress and like move towards, you know, towards marketplace opening, towards, you know, the product, right? The actual, that MAP, the minimum awesome product, right? Ben's gonna be fleshing out a whole bunch of these, like, right, and in some regards we've run into some so I guess silver, I don't know, not really silver linings, but Blaster Duck or Zapper Duck. Yeah. Yeah, we need to resolve it. That's true. It is, I believe it is Blaster Duck is the terminology. I I don't know why I think I called it Zapper Duck. I'm not sure why I called it that.
Well, it's a Nintendo Entertainment System zapper is what the gun kind of
Right.
resembles to me, I think. Or oh wait, are we not allowed to?
Well, that's probably why we're going to call it a blaster duck then, right? Because
Okay, yes,
but
that's what I
you're
said.
right. It is like that. That is kind of what it's based on, right? That duck hunt zapper kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah, like we I was gonna say, like, we have so we've got, in a lot of situations, we've got several different dog breeds, we've got several different cat breeds in the game. So those are obviously going to be advantageous for, it should be called duck hunt. No, Nintendo totally will sue us, like totally 100%. I think they sue even people who make like ROM hacks or something, like people who or the people who translated the one of the Earthbound games or something. I don't know. There's some weird stuff. Maybe I'm wrong about that. There is something like where it was like, I can't believe they're getting, I can't believe Nintendo's suing them for this, but yeah. So another thing too. So back to Ben for a second. Sorry, Ben. I keep stepping away. So with let's talk a little bit about one of the difficult things that we found, right? Which was obviously these animal parts are on different objects, right? And so tell us a bit about kind of how what we've been going through to like try and like get that kind of minor issue resolved.
Oh yeah, that was a fun sort of problem to tackle. It was almost like we had to sort of turn it out around on its head, because what the original snapping system was the animal was going to the object, right? So if you had a item that was, say, a whoopee cushion, which is kind of spherical, so even on almost all sides,
Yeah.
the ratio between the head to the tail or the legs or what have you was all sort of a certain set size. But then if you had something like a water bottle item, which is
Right.
that's one of the items I'm familiar that we have. Obviously, that one's taller unless you stand it on end, and in which case the bottom is extremely shorter. So the legs are going to have to snap together much smaller, and that definitely affects locomotion when you're animating something, because when I make the legs go up and down to run, it's going to have different movement based on how long or tall the body is. So we sort of are working on a solution where we're more so snapping the object to the animal, I guess, is like a way to describe it, as opposed to the animal to the object.
Yeah. So we're kind of like snapping it. We're kind of scaling. We're kind of like doing that kind of stuff, right? So that it fits within the confines. So that because obviously the item, right, doesn't usually have motion. There are obviously going to be some exceptions, some minor exceptions, right? But usually the motion is going to be a situation like so take for instance the lava lamb, right? Lava lamb is probably going to have like a lava in it, eventually, which will probably be a particle system. But yeah, like most items don't move, right? So mostly just the animal parts are what's moving. So, but yeah, that was definitely a fun thing. And I will tell you, like, it's been a continuous kind of thing, because Karai, when he was like layering a bunch of these things and actually putting the animal parts, onto the items to see like where they should go and those kinds of things, he would run into issues where like the item was like so oddly shaped. It was like,
The
well,
magnet.
should I put it here? But yeah, the magnet, right? The magnet is
That's going to be a fun one.
That's going to be, I mean, and it's things like that. It's the weird things like that we have to solve, that like, these things that you don't realize are a problem until, you know, you get there. Because I mean, when you talk about like the months and months and months ago where literally I just listed like 50 items and 50 animals and said, okay, let me put them in a random thing that puts them together. And then I look through the list and I'm like, oh, some of these are great, you know. I never considered those kinds of things, right? I just considered like, you know, I trying to make a list of 50 items, which is pretty tough. That's pretty hard to do. Yeah, like I I will tell you, like, as seasons roll on, I'm gonna have to be getting real creative with what qualifies as an item in this, probably. So, you know,
It's
but
fun. It's a challenge, but that's the fun part, is having to get
yes,
creative with it.
for sure, for sure. And then also trying to get mechanics right that are kind of like also mechanics that make sense to the particular items or the particular animals or what have you, because you know you want to have something that kind of goes with the quality of that creature or item or what have you, you know.
Yeah, like the zapper or blaster duck. That one I definitely was like, well, this is a blaster, so it's got a blast, and so that one so far is the only one that has a key framed in muzzle flare, so like a little laser blast flare, and I'm excited to see which ones, you know, we'll come up with in the future that are going to have something unique like that.
Right, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, Frozen Fire, thank you for that. Yeah, thank you for that tip. I could have used that like many months ago. That would have been I think that I did like, what did I do? I did like go and look up, because obviously like 80s items, right? Like there are some things which are the same, you know, like um uh uh you know, a Slurpee cup from the 80s is the same as a Slurpee cup from today. You know, it's
Yeah,
not really
but
going
you,
to
you could
change,
still
but
get a whoopee cushion at
yeah,
the dollar store, and it
right.
looks
And
virtually the same.
yeah. But then you get other weird things where like this thing's totally gone, like, you know, Polly Pocket, like those kinds of things where it's like, actually no, maybe Polly Pocket is not gone. Maybe I'm just like the Keytar. Yeah, a Keytar being a valid one. Yeah, you can still find a Keytar somewhere. I'm sure. I'm sure you can find some Keytars, but they're not the same. They're not nearly as cool as they were in the 80s. You know, because you
Polly
had the bigger
Pockets
hair.
burned.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, I know you're pressed for time, Ben. So don't want to hold you on here too long. Thanks for absolutely, like, Ben was great because I like pinged him like last minute. I can't believe, you know, like, thank you so much for hopping on here and everything, and sharing some with us about a bit about your process and everything.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. I hope I did good.
Yeah, no, you did great. Yeah, you did great. Like, for sure. Like, thank you so much. And yeah. So, do we have any questions from the audience there?
I'm not seeing much.
Not many
Ben,
questions, right?
I'm gonna steal you at some point. I'd love you to do some tiny little videos for me of the animation process.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
I've
I
got
would
you
love
on
to do something
topic
like that.
now, and you've promised to this on, you know, in front of all these witnesses.
uh, is it getting hot in here, or?
I will thank you after the chat.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see, but no, I'm not seeing much. Not many
Okay.
questions. I think you've covered a lot. I mean, we've just gone over the build that they need to download, the process,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah. And I mean, you know, here's the thing, like, right, you know, like I'm not, you know, I think obviously we take a lot of ownership in kind of what happened. We don't, you know, like, you know, there's no situation in which we're like, you know, like you know, obviously there, you look back and like there's 20, 30, 40, 50 things that could have been done differently, as far as like, you know, like maybe had we done this, had we done that, you know. And I think really like, I really think that like, you know, and again, it is kind of a learning process, and you know, we're gonna learn and grow from here, and I really think one of the focuses is the fact that the IP is good, and I think that the product will live up to everyone's expectations. I think the journey, this is part of that journey there, right? Like sometimes you make a wrong turn when you're driving on the road to life. I was gonna go with game there, but make a wrong turn in a game, and when but but the thing is that there's a thing from let me look it up. I want to try and let's do a little inspirational thing to end on. Just I think it's from Bird by Bird. So there's a book called Bird by Anne Lamott. Has anybody ever heard of that? Either of you guys ever heard of it?
I've heard the author, but not the book.
Yeah, so it's actually kind of about her process, and it's not really. I mean, it's not really I guess it's not really process heavy as far as like writing goes, but let me see. I've got to search for this. Okay, here we go. But the title of the book comes from I guess a situation in which her brother was panicking, right? He had a thing due the next day, right? This is all, we've all been through this, right? We've all been through, like we have like a big project, we're in maybe high school, we're maybe like even younger. We got a project due the next day. We haven't even started on it, we're like panicking, like that kind of thing. And so the thing comes from I guess she witnessed her dad going over to him and saying, like, because it was supposed to be a article, like a report on birds and their different flight patterns and all these other kinds of things, and it was so huge, such a humongous thing to do, like this this report on this, So the dad said, no, wait a second, we're going to go through this, and we're going to go bird by bird. So that idea of just taking like little steps at a time, right? And so there's one other quote from it, which was the thing I was going to tell, but I wanted to bring up the reason why the book was named that. And the quote goes that basically E.L. Doctorow said that writing a novel is like driving a car at night. You can only see as far as your headlights, but you can make the whole trip that way. You don't have to see where you're going. You don't have to see your destination or everything you pass along the way. You just have to see 2 or 3 feet in front of you. Basically, you can make the whole trip that way. And so is the book behind me? No, the book is not behind me. It was actually an audio book, Frozen Fire. I should buy that book, though. You're right. Is this? No, it's not where the Nemot. Yeah, the Nemot thing just kind of came from that animal food combination. Yeah, but yeah, I really recommend that book. And again, like I think that's what it's about, right? It's about just taking care of the little steps in front of us. And we've seen now, like what's behind us, and obviously, like that situation, like everything kind of like there's so many things that I would change if we had to do it over. And I think moving forward, we can do better, make better decisions, and progress, and we'll get this thing to something really high quality. And yeah, I tried to get Kurai, Frozen Fire. I tried to get Kurai in the dev chat. He declined this evening, but that's okay. I'm sure that we can eventually get him in one of these, so that we can ask him all about the best sandwich place in and around Miami, because he has an opinion about that. And I actually can't remember his recommendation, so let's save it for that. Cool, but yeah, thanks everybody for joining us. I guess that's going to be kind of it for this evening. I think we've gone 40 minutes. It's pretty good. Thanks again for Ben coming on, joining.
Thank you for having me.
And thanks, Sarah, for doing Jasper's job for him.
You're welcome. It was fun.
All right. Yeah. It was a lot of work. That's I like this is kind of an overwhelming system in a lot of cases. But you did great.
By fire, so
yeah, right. It's true. Yeah. All right. Thanks, guys. Back to work. Yes, indeed.
Bye.
Bye.